notations are used to enforce type checking. Now, what happens if I want to pass any variable, like age is there right now, which takes number. But what happens if I want the age variable to take other types also? Like maybe it can be a number or it can be a string. Then how do you support that?
I don't know what the terminology is, but I know you can add a question mark and then add other types.
Sure. So I will give you an example of that. Where is that? Where did I have the runtime environment? Good lad. I thought I had that one. Okay, 1 second. Where was that? I thought it was running here. Maybe. So use the like a pipe character and type specify the this one. Like example in the chat, I'll send it to you. So in that add function, right? You have like say it takes a number. Next to the number, let's assume that I have a age, right? You have something called string, pipe, and one more thing is like integer.
Oh yeah, pipe.
Sorry, number, because I'm still with the Java terminology only. So in number, pipe, then string. So in that way, now you support that both number and string. Okay. So try to use this function and add the two numbers. If it is number, then add it. If it is string, then concatenate it. Are you with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay, you understood, right? So I will stop the share. You kind of go ahead and
yeah,
concatenate the two numbers. Yeah.
Okay. So I added the pipe in the function.
Hold on, I'm not able to. Okay, sorry, I'm able to see it now. Yeah. You need to no. You need to not integer. You already have number. You need to type string.
Right, string like that.
Yeah, lowercase string. Yeah. Same with the on the right side also. Perfect. And then if it is type of string, then add it. If it is then you know what to do. Okay.
Cannot be applied to types.
I know, you figure it out. You'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Would this run though, even though of the error?
Hold on one second. Let me see your screen. Yeah, what was the question?
So, despite me adding the second, yeah, there's still an error. So,
okay. So what we have said is we are going to be able to A can be either a number or a string. Okay.
right.
Now, when you are adding, you need to check if it is a number, then use it in a different way or like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So do some little, yeah.
Okay, so I can't just like use it like that.
Yeah. I will also kind of make that
happen. If
try it out. I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. There is also something called type of or something like that.
Yeah. Wait. Say.
Okay, plus cannot be operated directly on this one. That's what it is saying.
Sorry?
No. The error what you were seeing is that it is saying that if it is, how do I say that? It is saying that plus cannot be operated directly on a string. That's what it was saying. So,
Oh,
otherwise, I can change it to any. That's easier. Any is also one another way where I can have any type coming in. So,
yeah. Um, okay.
1 second. Not, why would it not? Okay, sorry. Return. Okay. Good Lord. This is crazy. Okay, this is correct. Now any can be any. Okay. Okay. Then I can say. Sorry, only 1 second. I'm just playing around here also myself.
Okay.
So that's one another way. See, hold on. I'm sending it in the chat. So if you observe here, you can either pass it like number or string. You can assign that variables, or you could use a type called any, which is also another way of saying that I'm going to support different types coming in. Okay. So just be aware that there is one more variable type called like say any can be used, which will support like any type coming in.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So just what I'm trying to let you know is the type can be either strongly enforced or I could support generic like any, which supports any type kind of thing. But any is not that meaningful mainly because the whole purpose of we using TypeScript is to ensure that we support strongly typed to prevent errors happening. If I'm going to go with any, then it is as good as I'm going with JavaScript plain, which is dynamically kind of takes that type dynamically based on the data. So there I'm coming back to the same problems what I faced in JavaScript, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it is best to not use any, but rather use the strongly typed what is provided by the language. Okay, so just be aware of that. But what I was trying to say is type annotations help you in catching these types and defining the strong type, or you can support like loosely typed also by using any or other options are available as well. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, I get the any part. I was just trying to understand like why I was getting that error before.
What it was saying is that plus cannot be given assigned directly to string or something like that. That was the error what it was giving. I also didn't go deeper into that just to kind of because at the end I was just only trying to show you that it can have a strongly typed or I could enforce the loosely typed. Now the question is, when do you go for strong typed? Is because the whole TypeScript purpose itself is for strong typing.
Yeah.
Are you with me on that? So that is the main thing. That's the whole purpose of having it. So
Okay.
okay. So I'll create one more example with string or number where we will use both and we'll explore that. Okay. I'll come up with another example. In the meantime, we will go with one more different example around that. Okay. So that was one error. So I was trying to get you that concept of any kind of thing. Okay.
Okay.
So that was one. So I'll share my screen one more time. So in JavaScript, we might have used the word like var, which is like a variable declaration in JavaScript. So variables in TypeScript also can be declared using var keyword, which is the same as what you get in JavaScript. The scoping rules remain the same in the JavaScript, which is more like a functional scope. It is visible throughout the function and so on. Okay. But LET is the new approach for declaring, which provides you block scope. In Java language and all those things, we generally use block scope. So that being the case, we get that kind of support again in TypeScript by using the word LET instead of VAR. Okay, but be aware that TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. That means at the end, TypeScript is like having all the features, more like enhanced features of the JavaScript. Means whatever the JavaScript was supporting, it will support the same, but more. Okay, or additional things are supported as well. That's what it means. And so example, I'm declaring a variable called John. If you observe that, even if you specify that, if you didn't specify the type string here, it is by implied that it is string only, because it can look at the data and it will understand that, okay, this is the type string. So by default, it will take it for string only. Okay, you don't need to specify the string. It will still be understood as it is string only. Okay, just be aware of it. And it provides you a, how do I say, block scope. Okay, are you with me on that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to explore the capability of the scope of the objects here, you can just explore this function and just see whether you are getting the same error or not, kind of thing. Okay, just try to understand it and explore this. I'll send you the link in the chat. So.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'll create the next example for you. Okay. Let me send the chat example for you. Okay, where is the chat? Chat.
So not very right.
Why it disappears, sir? This chat thing.
Oh, isn't it?
Sorry, it was there. Okay, fine. I sent you the link there, sir. So you can play around with the example and let me know if you are having any doubts or any this one doubts. In the meantime, I'll send you one more example to work with, sir.
Okay. Right. Share my screen.
Yeah.
Number one is the global variable. Okay. So that makes sense.
So is it giving the right error?
Yeah. So because the variable is out of scope.
Sounds good. Okay. So you have already kind of played around with objects and so on, right?
Like you mean
Like say for example, if I ask you to create a person object and so on.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a simple class with the person object and so on. So create an employee object and print that display name. Okay. So I'm sending that in the chat to you. So,
Okay.
see if you are able to get the whole thing. It has come. So your exercise for you is create an employee object and print the
What is this?
employee name.
Print the employee name.
And employee code basically.
What?
Sorry, let me see your screen. Maybe put it in a notepad or something, maybe to see it first and then paste it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. And store it the previous programs in some backup folder so that you could always refer to it when you get some time.
Right. I should have done that.
No problem. I'll send it to you anyways. No worries.
Okay.
So always try to store something in the backend so that you can revise it yourself once you if you have any doubts.
So I'll say could you remind me the syntax for
Can you repeat it, please? Yeah.
could you I'm like blanking on the syntax for creating a new object.
No, no problem, no problem. Let me make your life little easy. So at the end of the at the end, just create a new employee. I sent you the lines.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Token. Hmm. Unexpected token. Constructor method. Oh, I think I'm inside the constructor still. Oops.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, maybe mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now just you have created the employee object. Now print the employee object details like employee dot. Yeah, that's good. You don't need. Okay, fine.
So just our name.
Yeah, name and employee code.
Okay. Oh, I could just use the display name function. That should work. Wait.
So it's printing.
Yeah, it printed here.
Hold on a second. Let me see. So okay, it's printing. Yeah, it's printing. Okay, the next line was saying something like undefined. What was that? Let me see. Okay, wait one second.
I don't have anything else.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. So now, okay, so you have that sum function also. You invoke the sum. Okay, so let me give you an enhancement to this program. So you have the first name and all those things, right? Concatenate, create the first. So you have this dot name. So can you add one more name called first name and last name, and then uh, put them together? Means it should combine the first name and last name as complete name.
Okay. So I should just overwrite the. Okay.
So figure out a way to, yeah. So first name, last name, and then combine both the names.
So I gotta do it here. Dang it.
One second. I'll be in the mute for a minute.
Okay.
Sorry. Were you able to concatenate the?
Well, I added a function called full name and
Sure, sure. Good. Perfect.
person, and then because I overwrote this, I have to fix what's being extended here.
No, no problem. After this, I'll ask you to use a function called concat.
Okay. Okay.
So also try to create a person object and try to print the name of the person alone. Then there is a function called instance of. I'll give you an example of that, sir. Since you are already kind of aware of many of the things, no? So I'm just giving you a little bit of different variety of things to do so.
Okay.
Because many of the people do not have experience on TypeScript totally, right? So I generally spend time on installation, setting up the program on the local environment, installing Node. None of the things I need to do for you because already like way ahead of it for me. So, are you with me on that, sir?
Yeah.
That's why I had to trick you to do some other extra effort in doing things, different things. Yeah.
That's fine.
So I'm just going to show you one if block to show you like you can create using instance of as an example. So use that and try to print whether you're having an employee object or a person object and so on. So you refer to the chat, you will understand like instance of how to use. By the way, what's an instance of function?
If instance of.
Instance of is more like it will tell you what is the type of object you are dealing with. Okay, are you with me on that?
So like if it's an instance of a specific class.
Correct. Like example, I'll give you. Let's assume that I have in a particular example you are dealing with, you have a person object to start with, correct? No?
Yeah.
Now a person can be a customer, can be an employee, can be a how do I say helping, or how do I say contractor, or maybe a consultant and so on. So you can have different type of person. Now concrete types are like you have a employee object, contractor object, maybe a permanent employee, maybe temporary employee, and so on, or person. But at the end of the day, everybody is a person. Even a customer is a person, isn't
Right.
it? So generally, base class will have generic features. Specific classes will have specific instances will have specific features. Correct? No, because permanent employee is more like a having more privileges in the company compared to a contractual employee. Correct? No.
Yeah.
So those kind of things. So we use instance of to check what kind of person this object is, like what kind of type this object is. Is it a generic type or specific type? If it is specific type, I can print display name and all those things. If it is generic type, I won't be able to print the display name.
Right. There's like if
So I've given you how to use that instance of. You referring to that example, you can create if it's an instance of employee, print the employee detail and so on.
yeah. I
And
guess the reason why I guess I'm stuck is because
hold on, let me see what you stuck at. Okay.
so like because I changed the structure of person, I have to change stuff here as well.
Hold on one second. Let me kind of see that. One second, wait.
So
You have a person, you have a person as first name and last name. Okay, fine. Then you have a constructor which you are taking it. Okay, fine.
but like an employee,
Employee, see, employee, when you're creating a child class employee, you are actually calling the parent class employee details, which is okay. Now, hold on once again. See, in your constructor, actually, you are, hold on, in your constructor, can you add one more parameter in your constructor called last name? Yeah, there you go. And you should be good to go. And then that last name will be sent to the parent. Yeah, see, you are actually calling the child class constructor, and then on top of it, you are initializing the parent class object, because anything in the child class is always an instance of parent class also, right? That's the intention.
Yeah. So I could just update this.
Yeah, sounds good. Now you got it, right, sir?
Yeah. So I could just call this function here, the full name function.
Correct, absolutely.
Um,
emp dot full name. Remember, it's an employee. Okay, sorry. Yeah. This itself is also fine,
okay.
because it's at the end of the day, it's also an employee. Yeah.
And then full name, and then I'll do plus employee code.
That's okay. Yeah, remaining is also simple. So do one thing. After another 3 minutes, take a break for like maybe 10 minutes. We'll take a small break and we'll continue again. It's been 1 hour already. 1 hour 15 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, tell me please.
Sorry?
No. I thought that you were having some doubts.
I'm almost there.
Take your time.
I wonder why it's running twice. Oh. Yeah, I had to, instead of doing strength.
Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Look, I have cold or something. Oh God knows.
No worries. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
So, what's happening here is that it's not recognizing this full name because I'm not returning anything in full name.
Yeah.
So how?
It's gonna print it. That's okay. So let it print that.
Well, like it's printing the full name, but
Okay.
the
Yeah.
actual definition.
So hold on a second. I'm just checking. Once again, in your this one, you printed that full name, which is correct. One second. Let me see. Hold only 1 second. I'm just observing your code.
Okay.
Good, right. I can't even move this. Okay. Looks like, wait one second. This screen is slightly,
Is it small?
no, no, not yours. It looks like this Microsoft Teams has that bar which is unmovable. Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, stupid the tools. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, so I have to minimize my screen itself to see your screen correctly.
Hmm.
Good lad, this is stupid tool. Okay, can you just uh, after the display name at line number 42, can you hit a couple of okay, fine. Okay, fine. I understood. Wait one second. I think I understood the problem.
Yeah.
Here. So this dot full name, which is okay, plus employee code, this dot employee code, and it is saying that the employee code is undefined. Is that okay? Let me
No,
see.
employee code works. So if you look at this string on the
Undefined employee code. What is undefined employee code?
so like I'm trying to print. This is what I'm trying to print:
Hmm,
the full name, employee code, and then the code.
correct.
It's not recognizing the full name because I'm not returning anything.
That I understood. That's why it's giving undefined, but I could have actually. Another way of doing it is like instead of that console log there, just remove that console log and say return, and then put void as string.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting for me. Instead of console.log, just say remove that console.log at
Oh,
line 16.
big.
That's fine. Now it will return that, then it will print it here. But I was wondering, like, since it's printing an hash code or something.
Yeah, so it works now. Bill Higgins, employee code.
Yeah,
I still don't know why there's a defined.
we'll figure out that later. Maybe employed a display name or something. Who knows?
Actually, let me.
The display name is this. No, no, no. It's not going to print anything.
Well, I was wondering what the.
Wait. I think I understood that. I understood that. So what is happening basically is like this function display name is returning void, and that console.log is actually printing that void. It
Okay,
is nothing but an unknown object, undefined object.
I see.
Yeah, that's the only reason. So it's okay. If you say like return, say some string or something, who knows? I mean, then you could as well get it, but that's okay. We got the most. Now we will try to use that instance of